Admiral's Log, December 15th, 1919. Following the Battle of Skagerrak, or as the English refer to it, the Battle of Jutland, there's been a new school of thought in the German Navy. Größte Waffendoktrin, or the Biggest Weapon Doctrine. Germany must win the next war by having the biggest weapon systems. With massive firepower, we will win any battle and finish any war. This idea started with the Navy and quickly spread to other parts of the armed forces as well. The Army's think tank is already working on the next blueprint of a tank, implementing bigger guns. The air arm of the Navy is also drawing up plans for fighters armed with bigger air-to-air weaponry. Of course, both of these weapon systems will pale in comparison to the massive firepower that the German Navy will bring to bear. My Navy. I have been appointed to implement this new größte Waffendoktrin in the Navy. It means all of our various ship classes will have the biggest guns available. Our battleships will not be able to fire frequently, but when they fire, the effect on the enemy will be devastating. Our cruisers might not be the fastest, but they can destroy any enemy cruiser and might even be able to give battleships a run for their money. Our destroyers, while the smallest of the fleet, will be able to take on any cruiser threat and deal with it swiftly. The leadership is expecting war to break out somewhere in 1920 or 1921. Our ships will have to be ready by then. Fortunately, I've been given a large budget, which will be more than adequate for the task at hand. The English claimed victory at Skagerrak, as did we. We will make it clear that the next clash between our respective navies will be a resounding victory. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. A new campaign is about to begin. We're going to be starting in 1910 on legendary difficulty as Germany. The objective is to bring the guns as big as we can. You have heard the Admiral log, and if not, here's the short version. We need big guns. Any war, any conflict can be won as long as you bring big guns. So, every ship is going to have the biggest guns possible. That means primaries and secondaries. Research is going to go into big guns as well. And with that, we'll have overwhelming firepower with which to destroy Germany's enemies. Alright, I've been given a budget of 1.286 billion. I should be able to make something work with that. In order to keep you guys interested, I'm going to try and have a couple of different designs per ship type. Otherwise, it's just going to be a very cookie-cutter standard ship. Like, you're going to have 6 to 8 battleships. They're all going to have the same firepower. They're all going to have the same type. No, not in this playthrough. This first class of battleship, the Dreadnought 3-hull only. Battleship... It's the only battleship we can build. At least BB type. BC, the Battlecruiser 5, goes up to 44,500 tons. And I can actually build that too. That's nice. Now, let's go with the Dreadnought. Upgrade all the basics. We already have Karuppiah, that's very nice. I'm gonna go with the triple hull. I love to keep these things intact. Even the all or nothing armor scheme, that's pretty interesting. Now, we get the Advanced Dreadnought Tower 1. That takes up a large portion of my superstructure. I put this far forward? No, I'm gonna have to do more than that. Secondary? Oh, come on. Where you want to fit. You guys want to play nice together? There it is. Thank you. I didn't upgrade the engines yet, by the way. Gear turbines, aux 2, maybe aux 3, even if I can afford it. It is nice with acceleration. It is very nice with water pumping. And just general ship repairs goes from 25 to 40. Let's do it. We can already use oil. That's good for my maneuverability. Let's do 22 knots. I don't mind being very fast, not with these battleships. Some upgraded propeller shaft, some hydraulic steering, and a balanced rudder. I think that's fine. Right. Rangefinder, the best we can get for long-range encounters, because that is going to give me the best situation. Long-range firepower. Short-range firepower, I think with big guns, not my best friend. So let's not. RDF tends to be really heavy. It goes from 26,500 to 27,600. No thank you. This is going to give me more comms range with other ships, but I generally don't go that far away from them. So, big guns, the biggest, 15-inch. There will be pretty poor quality because they're Mark 1, as opposed to the Mark 3s that we can get here. So that is a bit of a detriment, but so be it. Let's go with ABXYZ. I don't know. Interesting crane. Okay. Engine efficiency should be fairly easy to balance. Smoke interference 20, 50, 20... less smoke interference. Done. Interestingly, with all the guns on the stern, I'm still bow heavy. I think of this tower. The tower is very far forward, and with that, taking up a lot of room. If I ditch this turret and pull this tower back, I should be able to make a ship that's a bit more balanced. Let's go with a secondary tower that's somewhat smaller, and potentially does not carry a barbette. Just this. I can push this further to the core of the ship. 11-2. 9-2. Interestingly, that makes my... makes my 4-weight offset worse. I'm not a big fan of this. Me semi-auto loaders. Electrical turrets. We're firing TNT. I do not want these things to explode. Because they're costing me 54 million as is, and I'm not done upgrading. We're gonna go with these weapons at long range, long barrels. 14-2. Reload is gonna be really bad. 159 seconds. That is really bad. This is gonna be the downside of this campaign. Your reload is going to suffer. This is why I'm trying to go for the highest loading system that I can get. And also the most range that I can get. I can hit enemies. No. I can shoot enemies out to 27 kilometers. Whether I will hit them is something entirely different. What can I do to make sure the ship is balanced, and also to make sure that this ship is not going to already go over? No, lowering the beam is not going to do me any favors. Instead, if I give it a wider beam, it's going to make the ship more expensive. At the same time, it will provide more of a stable firing platform. That could be very valuable to these guns, as more stability equals a better chance to hit the enemy. Roll is 13.8, pitch is 21. Roll is less, pitch is 20.4. Yeah, this should be good enough. I think the triple hull bottom is a bit too much. I mean, it is nice. It does give you more torpedo protection, and it just gives you more resistance overall. I'd still rather have some armor, rather than what I'm using now. And also, some secondaries. So let's go with a couple of casemates. There, that looks like a couple of casemates with a massively overweight bow. Wow, we're still very, very unbalanced. This is going to be pretty damn rough to balance. The only way that I might be able to pull this off is if I push this back. Like this. And then just add potentially a few more casemates. Like this. But this is gonna... Oh boy, that's a 35 weight offset. No. Because I still want to have these be longer as well. Come on, is there nothing I could pull here to make this thing more balanced? 6-2. 3-7. 3-2. I should be able to make something work here. Okay, aft belt. Bit higher. aft deck a bit more. Let's go for a 4-inch deck, 4-inch foredeck. And when it comes to fore belts, let's go for 7 inches. 7 inches there. Main belt a bit higher. And superstructure a bit higher. Type of shells. Capped ballistic 2. Should be able to crash through anything that I'm facing. If I make super heavy, or if I make it heavy shells, the reload's going to be even worse. 165 seconds. That's one shell every just about 3 minutes. Good lord. Okay. Not a terribly big fan. It's going to be interesting. These secondaries have a reload of 18.4 seconds. Great. Fantastic. We'll just have to make it work. Some torpedo blister, anti-torpedo 1. It's not great. Make sure these guns survive, please. Give them 8-inch on the top. And I can, of course, make them bigger. And if I can make them bigger, I am obligated to make them bigger. Reduce the armor. We are going to blow up the enemy before they hit us. So don't worry too much about armor. Because now we got 15.9-inch guns. Remember, this is 1920. This is 1920. This means that we have the same caliber of guns, sort of, as Iowa. Just Iowa wasn't invented yet. She probably wasn't even on the drawing board. So this is going to be a very interesting ship to use. Her reload? Her reload is now actually above 180 seconds. It's above 3 minutes. Let's also put these at 8.9-inch. Oh god. Makes the ship way too heavy. 21 knots. Fine. Oh wow, 1 ton. I like it. So these things now fire every 20 seconds with an 8.9-inch gun. They pop out an 18.9-inch shell. Hold on, if I make this farther back, I'm thinking of making this a 360 turret. But that would require upgrading the size of the citadel. No. No. It's fine. We'll just have to roll with it as is. No pun intended. Okay, that's one design. Let's go with another dreadnought. This time it's going to be a bit of a cheaper build. I'm going to be using some smaller towers. And I might be able to fit more guns on it. Let's go with a couple of single guns. Because why not? Gross funnel. Looks pretty. Turbines, aux 2. Same sort of build. But this one's probably going to get the triple hull bottom upgrade. Yes, all to citadel. Yes, all to anti-flood. Okay, centerline guns. 15-inch single. Why? Why not? You're asking the wrong question. Why not? That looks terrible. Give me a bigger barbette. Standard. There. For weight, I've said 40%? Good lord, man. Get a grip. Push this whole citadel to the back. Look at that displacement. We're still too heavy on the bow? What is your problem, dude? Just how far do I need to move all of this superstructure? Fine, we'll get it done. There. Okay, give me balanced boilers. Now with this ship, currently I still have a lot of room for improvement. Semi-auto loaders, electrical turrets. You're going to be getting high explosive shells. That'll be your job, high explosive shells. You're going to be getting some standard AP shells, but heavy AP capped, high capacity HE shells. Capped ballistic would give me a fairly high amount of pen. And the reload is going to be looking at 84 seconds, but we haven't upgraded them yet. So we're now looking at a reload that's probably far worse. 140 seconds. Good God, you better hit with this thing, or this is going to be one big waste of a ship. Give me a rangefinder. And is it possible at all to make these things smaller? Some parts are badly placed. Go figure. Now I'm going to have to put this farther forward. Otherwise that turret won't fit. Come on. Nope. I think the turret's now too big for here. That's unfortunate. Push forward, forward, forward. Get it done. Yes, there you are. There, you're one happy turret. No, you're not one happy turret. You're an unhappy turret. Now it's a happy turret. Did some adjusting. The thing is, the ship is still 4 heavy. How much smaller can I make it? Because smaller ships generally also mean cheaper ships. Look at this, 41 million. This ship is 72 million. What if I go for a slightly different design and put a barbette there, a gun there, and a gun there? Still? How am I still bow heavy? This ship is about as compact as it's going to get. Good lord. Okay. Casemates, 8-inch. Yeah, sure. 30% forward weight offset. You know what? We're going to run without casemates here. We're just going to run with more speed. 24 knots. 28 knots. 27. 26. There. And we can upgrade to oil. Giving me now 1,000 tons. With this speed, 26 knots, I might be able to make cruisers pretty worried. Because I should be as fast, if not slightly faster than a cruiser. So let's say I want to be able to deal with a cruiser. I'm going to have at least some to a lot of superstructure armor. Guns set. Give me 18-inch there. Give me 6-inch here. Give me 18-inch on the barbettes. Give me 20 inches on the conning tower. Give me 4-inch there. 4-inch there. Yeah, this is coming along nicely. This is coming along quite nicely. Acoustics, yeah, why not? We're hunting cruisers after all. So might as well be ready for that. That's slightly too heavy. Upgrade steering. Electric, fine. Suppose I can update main deck slightly. There. Perfect. Kaiser class. They are cheaper. This one's 72 million. The Kaiser class is 53 million. So definitely more affordable. Now, let's have a look at a battle cruiser. A battle cruiser is going to be quick. 33 knots. We're going to go with turbines. We're going to go with standard quarters. It's not necessarily going to be turning a lot. It's going to have a balanced rudder. It's going to have the best... No. It's not going to be turning a lot. I'm not going to upgrade the propeller shaft at all. We're going to be running oil. Might need to do a forced boiler on this. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I can make it work. At 33 knots, I might be faster than torpedoes. Depending on the type that you put on. This torpedo is running... Oh, this is running at 43 knots. And that's the standard. If you run the fast, you're looking at 56 knots. Okay, I am not outrunning a torpedo. Anti-flood, reinforced. Yeah, just essentially keep the thing alive. That's the whole deal. Okay, we can get the advanced dreadnought tower on a battle cruiser. Interesting. How am I going to build this guy out? Because I'm going to have to go with the biggest guns, yes? 15-inch. How about this? The ship looks a bit squat. Like, it doesn't really want to fit. It is fairly balanced, I'll give it that. 1-3. It is really quite balanced. What are we going to do with this? It's going to hunt. It's going to hunt fast. So, in order to do that, it's going to go at its 33 knot speed. It's going to make itself a more difficult target, simply because of that speed. Oh, crap. We need another funnel. It's going to make itself a more difficult target because of all that speed. And that hopefully means I'll need a bit less armor. Firing range, as predicted, is very good. 35 for AP. That's with Cap Ballistic 1. If I go for soft capped on the HE, I can get 34 kilometers on the HE. And trust me that I will do a lot of damage with that shell at that range. Heavy shells. Ballistite's not a great idea because it tends to blow up in your face. And as for radio, yes, I would like to be able to hunt stuff down. So we're going to use the radio direction finder to tell me where stuff is. When it comes to casemates or secondaries, I'm thinking if I can have a few casemates like this, I at least have something, which would be nice. Upgrade that, upgrade this. Ship is slightly too heavy. Let's run her at 32 knots. This way we should be able to... No? There. 31 knots. It's not as much as I would like, but it'll have to do. No, that's not a good idea. Reducing the draft is not going to work. Sorry, reducing the beam, because the ship already has this really wide tower. So aside from this, some more armor on the conning tower, I suppose. Now... battle cruisers tend to run away from stuff that they cannot outshoot. I don't know what this thing cannot outshoot. I just really cannot imagine anything. Because it has almost 16-inch guns. It'll probably live. Let's go with an armored cruiser. That's an interesting hull. This is the heavy cruiser type. I think the heavy cruisers should be geared towards dealing with enemy cruisers. And, of course, doing that with... with almost 12-inch guns. Yes, of course. This is all perfectly fine, is it not? Where? What? Why? Why am I looking at a barbette over there and not on the bow? This is weird. Because this design... Hold on. If we're going to have a weird design, I'll make it a weird design. There's your weird design. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, we're going to make it worse. What? You want your main tower there? How do you expect to make that work? That's never gonna fit. But I can put it here. What the hell? Upgrade the beam. See, I will get this done. Oh, we're a bit... What? Oh, got it. The ship is too big for the shipyard, or for the design type, because I went with a far wider beam. That's the problem. If I reduce draft by -10, I should be back in balance. So, 16,000. Oh, go on. Thank you. Now they're complaining about the floor. Sit. Thank you. Sit. This has to be one of the weirdest cruisers I've designed. And now I keep saying that, I keep trying to outdo myself. Yes, this is going to be another 11.9. Yeah, 11.9 inch gun, because why not? Why not? Well, because it doesn't fit, that's why not. Oh, come on. Work with me here. No, it won't fit. Fine. Be like that. This looks perfectly reasonable for a cruiser. Perfectly reasonable for a cruiser. What on earth are you? Autoloaders, yes please. Coincidence rangefinders, please try and rotate those turrets in some form of a hurry. And reload them in 71 seconds. Oh boy. Shit. Push this back. Yeah, now they'll turn. Good. They'll turn. We have a winner. Okay. Some survivability, some anti-torpedo stuff, some barbette armor, don't blow yourself up. Citadel, all the anti-floods. And when it comes to speed, I think 25 knots is fine. Some more crew would be nice to have. Lest we have a problem with the amount of crew. Engine efficiency is not great. And now it is. After weight of set, believe it or not, is a bit high. What are you, dude? Germany gone mad. Casemates. Could probably balance the ship out. Sort of this way. No. Not sort of that way. 20% longer, 1% or 1 inch bigger. So we got 5.9ers there. And now I have about 1,000 tons left to deal with some armor schemes. As well as hydroacoustic systems. Type of shell. Big ass guns. Deserve big ass shells. Gonna go with TNT. Gonna go with 2 powder. Shells. Heavy. Yes, give me an auxiliary engine. But a propeller shaft might also be useful. I don't know if this thing will turn. 447. It'll turn. It'll turn. And come to think of it, being able to turn might actually be useful, because that'll allow me to bring the guns on target faster. Some guns have poor fields of fire? No, sir, they do not. These guns have perfect field of fire. What are you talking about? Lest I need to move these things. I think they look far more menacingly if they're just sitting over there. Right. What else do I need? I need to balance the ship out. Increase the forebelt. And get some more stuff on the conning tower. Get a bit more on the foredeck. Like 2 inch will be fine. And I think a bit more main belt would also be called for. These 11.9 inch guns can engage the enemy at 30 kilometer range with an AP shell. It's mental. It's a lot of range. It just means that I'm going to hit... Well, I'm going to have a shell go over there every 70 seconds. So that's going to take a while. Got 300 tons left. Just more armor. Put a bit more on the forebelt, like 4.5. Go to 3.5 aft. Go to 5 and 5. Go to 8. Go to 9. Go to 10? 10. Sold for 10. Reduce the aft belt a touch so I can balance the ship out. There we go. I know I'm not exactly at max, but this is fine. Saxony class heavy cruiser. Next up, I'm going to build the heavy cruiser in reverse. And that means I'm going to have armor first. This is going to be our tank. It's going to have potentially few main guns, but heavier secondary guns. Balanced boilers I think should be fine. Some shafts, some unbalanced stuff, because this is the ship I'm going to be pushing into the enemy's nose, essentially. So, main belt, 12 inches. Forebelt, 8 inches. Aft, 8. No, hold on. I'm on all or nothing citadel. Main deck, 8. This is fine. Superstructure, 3 inch. Conning tower, 12 inch. This is going to be a turtle ship. Oh, sorry, it's a secondary tower. What sort of crazy design can I make from this thing? I'm gonna go with 2 funnels to keep them a bit redundant, if you will. I'm thinking of using... Oh, I need to have 2 of them. Shit. Is there any chance that I can put a barbette down? Yeah, over there. I don't want it over there. Any chance for a centerline 11-incher? There. It's too big. It's too big, it won't work. What about doing something else weird? Turn off the mirror mode. I want to have 1 gun there and 1 gun here. What do you mean this looks stupid? My thinking here is this way I can have, ideally, both guns firing at the same target. Kinda. Because this guy is going to turn to starboard and be able to shoot, and the other guy's not going to turn to port because there's a funnel in the way. I have no idea if this will work. If not, it's going to be at least interesting to look at when it fights. Why is port weight offset a problem? Stop complaining. Hold on, can I just put them, like, centerline? There. Easy. Set up. Done. Whatever. Does this mean I have a tiny citadel? It does. Because the secondary tower is not considered as part of the citadel. It's the guns and the funnel. Hold on a second. Can I put the funnel in between? Yes, sort of. I'm gonna move the whole circus a bit further back. There. Okay, autoloaders, electricals. This is probably not gonna fit. No, it does. It does! Not a problem. It fits. Oh, this is a crazy ship. I love it. I love this type of ship. Okay, we're gonna go for standard capacity. Unless I want to go for semi-armor piercing here. Yeah, why not? This is the ship from hell anyway. Semi-armor piercing shell has a lower ricochet chance. And if I go with this, I can get another 5%. If I go with this, it gets worse. Okay. Anything about ricochet? No, no, no. This is more shell pen. This is just shell damage. Let's go for TNT. Range, damage, gun. Yeah, 2 powder 1 I think is overall just the best. I also want casemates on this thing. Or some form of a secondary. Because this is the thing that I'm going to throw into the face of the enemy. But now I do want mirror mode on. No, that's going to restrict the firing arc dramatically. Okay, casemates. We're going to have 5.9 inch secondary on the bow and on the stern. I love it. I love this type of ship because it makes no sense. These are going to be essentially 6-inch secondaries. Yes! Now, I already armored this thing up pretty well. Look at how small the citadel is. Wow. 15-inch. Protect that citadel at all costs. 10-inch main deck. Give me acoustics. What's our speed? 24. Make that 26. Just make sure these turrets rotate as quickly as man can make it right. Because that's really important. HE shells. High capacity. This will set fires, but not kill the enemy. This will kill the enemy. This will definitely kill the enemy. Now these going in harm's way, so I'm going to give them more crew. And I suppose I could make them sleeker. But that means less resistance, probably. I don't want that. No, that's a bad plan. Okay, give me 2-inch on the fore and the aft deck. 1-inch inner deck here. A 4-inch inner belt. Make that a 7.5-inch inner belt. Fine, sold. Another 3-inch second inner belt, and this can be 1. Nothing is going to be able to hurt this thing. Lest you bring, like, I don't know, 18-inch shells. There, done. Some offset, but I don't mind it. Thuringia class. What on earth is this? Right. I am not even nearly done with the amount of ships that I want to create. So next episode, we're going to continue with that. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see the next one coming up when it comes out. It'll be here either in, well, it'll be here rather shortly. Let's just put it that way. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite design was down below in the comments. And I hope that you are looking forward to this new campaign series as much as I am, because I am really interested in seeing this guy fight. Probably one of my weirdest ships. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for the next one.